Last page. Very, very excited. Only got to go, but nope, now I got to do algebra 2s. Two linear equations are shown below. Find the solutions to the system of the equations and place it in the blank. Okay, first of all, they want us to find the equations, so let's do that. This is, what, 4, and this is 2. So this is 2, this is 1, and you'll notice 4 divided by 2 is 2, 2 divided by 1 is 2. So I got y equals 2, and I've got x plus 1 minus 1. Remember, when you put it on the inside, insider's lives, you got to change that sign. This one over here would be, let's see, need a pretty one. This one looks pretty right here. This one looks pretty right here. That's going up 1, 2, 3, and over 1. Let's check that again. 1, 2, 3, and over 1. 1, 2, 3, and over 1. So we got a slope of 3. Always a good idea to check that. And then once again, let's pick a point. We got 2, 2. So I got x minus 2 plus 2. They're looking for a solution. I have to tell you, my first instinct would be to just plot some points. 1, 3, that one, hold on, I'm going to do this in different colors so I can, that one doesn't work. Then I got 2, 5, that one doesn't work. And then I got 5, 11. Looky there, there's your solution. I didn't have to do any work. I didn't have to, set those equal to each other and solve. All I had to do was graph those points. Oh, the rectangular patio shown in the diagram below is enclosed on 3 sides. 3 sides, which means this is a W also. The area of this patio is no more than 400 square feet. Okay, so we got a total area that's a max. So it's no more than, so it could be a total of 400 square feet, correct? And if you're talking about area, remember the formula for area is length times width. So length times width. You might want to make that a capital L so it doesn't look like a 1. Then we got the total length of the 3 sides of this fence is no more than 60 feet. So the 3 sides of this fence can't be any longer than 60 feet, but it could be 60 feet. And it's talking about all 3 of these sides, so notice I have 2 W's plus I have an L. So there are your 2 inequalities for that scenario. Doesn't ask me to solve, so I'm more than happy to move on. Next scenario, we're going to just solve this. So we got 2x. We got minus 10. We got minus 4x greater than or equal to negative 8. If I simplify my x's, I got negative 2x minus 10 greater than or equal to negative 8. Add the 10 to both sides, giving me 2. Remember, you may forget this, it's been a little while. When you multiply or divide by a negative, you must flip the sign. So x is less than negative 1. You can always check this by plugging in, for example, a number that is less than negative 1. Well, how about negative 2? So let's see, negative 2 minus 5 minus 4, negative 2 should be greater than or equal to negative x. This is going to be negative 7, so this right here will give me negative 14. This right here is going to be positive 8, and this is apparently supposed to be greater than or equal to negative 8. Well, negative 14 and negative 8 is negative 6, greater than or equal to negative 8, and yes, it is. So that's a good way for you to check it. If you're thinking right now, no it's not, remember you're in the negative world, so yes, it is. Which equation or restriction could not be used to create this Desmos graph? So let's go back and think about our picture project. This is x equals 4, okay, so this is this line right here. It also tells you the range. The bottom of this graph should be at 1, and the top of this graph should be at 4, so this one works just fine. The next graph we have is x equals 2. Well, x equals 2, once again, is a vertical line. The bottom of this graph is supposed to be 4. Is the bottom of this graph 4? No. So this is no good. And what you'll notice is they're saying 4 is less than 1 when you read this. 4 is not less than 1. So this is your answer. But once again, we're going to finish to make sure. The next one we get is, we got a plus 7. let's see, if I were to run this one on up, there's my plus 7. It goes down 3 over 2, so this actually represents this piece right here. And it goes from 2 on the left to 4 on the right, so this is good. And then this one is the exact same line, and you'll notice the point it's going to go through is 4, 1, which is right here, so that works. Then we go from 1, the bottom is 1, and the top is 4, so yes, that one works as well. So therefore, B is our answer, and all we really had to pay attention to was that restriction that was incorrect. All right, let's see. Matt paid $19.30 for 3 sodas and 5 hamburgers. So that would be this first equation. Chloe bought 1 soda and 2 hamburgers for $7.50. So apparently X is going to represent the price of a soda. And when they ask you to define variables, that's what I'm doing right now. I'm defining variables. Y is the price of a hamburger. Okay, so then we are supposed to determine, okay, so how much is a soda? Well, if you look at it, this is set up for elimination. If we look at right now and we combined our x's, well, we would end up with 4x. If we combined our y's, we'd end up with 7y's. So that's not the best scenario. None of those end up being zeros. So instead, I'd multiply this bottom one by -3. That would allow my x's to eliminate, giving me -3x, -6y, and then -3 times 750 is -2250. Then I'm going to go ahead and write this one right here. Since I didn't change anything, I'll just write it in purple. Then let's see what happens. Notice, those two are going to cancel. You always need to make sure that they actually cancel. I got -6 plus 5y, that gives me -y. And then I got -2250 plus 1930, which gives me -320. Okay? Of course, when I cancel or divide by this -1, don't forget that -y. I'm going to end up with y equals 320. And this is one of those moments, oh look, there it is. Except that y is the price of a hamburger, and they asked you to find the price of a soda. So no, that is most definitely not the answer. Instead, now we got to take this 320 and we got to plug it back in. I would plug it back into this equation right here. So I would say x plus 2 times 320, since y equals 320, that's where I could substitute, equals 750. Well, 2 times 320 is 640. And then if I subtract 640 from both sides, I'll get what? $1.10. So the price of a soda is $1.10. That's probably pretty good. $3.20 is pretty pricey for a soda. Equation of a line which goes to the point -5,3 and has no slope. So let's think about that no slope thing. We got two scenarios. This is a slope or this one. This one writes my no slope, correct? And those vertical lines, what's happening here? X is equaling that same value, right? So let's go ahead and write that point then. -1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3. Here's that point right there. No slope means it has to be vertical, correct? And this is everywhere that x equals -5. So there's your equation. Remember, your no slope and zero slope are always going to be either x or y. Your verticals are always x, your horizontals are always y. What is the equation of a line that goes to the point -5,3 and is perpendicular to this one? So it's got to go through the same point, -5,3. It's got to go through that same point, but it's got to be perpendicular. Well, this is going to be your zero slope scenario, right? And that's going to be, since it's not no slope, which is x, then it's going to be y. Be real careful. What's that y value? It's 3. 34. Which equation does not describe the line below? Oh, jeez. Let's see. If I use the hand, I would get x equals -1/4. X equals, well, that could be negative 1/4. This one right here, I'd get y equals 1. Well, y equals 1, so that one looks pretty good to me. I haven't really, I didn't go any further than that, but that looks pretty good. So then let's try another. This one right here, it looks a little weird for you, so why don't you just go ahead and divide. You got negative 2y equals 8x minus 2. Why don't we just divide it all by negative 2? I get y equals negative 4x plus 1. So let's see. I got plus 1, and then it's going what? 1, 2, 3, 4 over 1. So that's a good one. So apparently this is 4x plus 1, which means this is a good one. So then this is a point right here. 1, 5. Remember, insiders lie. So I go 1, 5. Uh-oh, where did I mess up? Because it looks like they're all good. So something went awry, didn't it? Let's take a look back at B. I think yeah. Here it is right here. Totally messed up on B, didn't I? Did you catch that? Or are you just following along? Notice that was a negative 4, wasn't it? That's why you always eliminate them all, isn't it? Negative 4. Is this line going down? No, it is not. So it's not going to have a negative slope. So therefore, that would be the one that does not describe our graph. Oh my gosh, we're done. Do not forget you have your other review as well. The other review is for the most part multiple choice, and you may find it might look quite a bit like your final exam. So do not skip doing it. I will post a key for that probably Monday, I'm guessing. Have a good weekend.